Hello.
Yes. Now the fun can start.
I'm still asleep. It's like 7 in the morning. I just woke up.
Get your coffee. I need you active. I just popped my first beer, so we're on opposite ends.
Oh, I can't imagine 7:30 having to speak. But you know what, Parin, you're such a good speaker, like no one would even know. But yeah,
Oh my god, thank
definitely chug
you.
that coffee. Hey, or
Give me
chug a
just three
beer. I mean, you
seconds.
can just join us on that, right?
Always. Always, always.
Don't worry, Parin. We're gonna start with Gabe and Keith and the Party Animal Speakeasy Society. We're gonna kind of talk about their project and talk with Gabe and Keith a little bit at the beginning, so you've got some time to just you know get yourself awake over the next 30, 60 minutes, and then we're gonna talk about you and your giveaway, and we're gonna have fun tonight. And also, it's gonna be a good night when you log into your own team's Twitter space and there's like 30 people in the room. Usually we've got like two for a couple of minutes, so like you can warm up, but it's full on. We've got a room already started here.
People are ready to
Yeah,
party.
party
There,
animals.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here. Thanks so much for having us, Nomad Blvd and team. So good.
of course, we're rocking. I mean, we've got a big day tomorrow. Tomorrow is our pre-sale for Nomad Boulevard. We did a founders pre-sale a few weeks ago, so this is our kind of final chance to get in early before we open it up to the public at the end of the weekend. And so our last night before going into the craziness of the weekend is with P.A.S.S. So really happy about that for a couple of reasons. One, I love what you're doing. I've been hearing about it now for a while, and we'll talk about it more in this room. But also, Gabe, you and Sabit are both featured artists for Nomad Boulevard. So this project, it feels like it's family. Really excited to hear more about it, and glad you're both here. And I see. Is that Brandy or Brandon with your hand raised? Jump in. Or maybe that was accidental. Laughing, accidental.
She just likes all the buttons.
It was totally accidental. In all honesty, I was like, "Is this a high five?" I got excited, so. Okay.
It's like the floating high five. It's just a continuum. I've been like, yeah, I see you. High five. Thanks for being here.
All right, so Brandy, Brandon, if you go ahead and pin the Parin giveaway, I'd love to start out by just telling the people who are in the room what to do to make sure you are eligible to win. But we have a very cool giveaway that's happening tonight by the one and only. So we'll pin that in a second. Go up there, retweet, add some friends. Make sure you're following Parin and Nomad Boulevard and P.A.S.S NFT, all of the Twitter handles, and Sabit, and Gabe, and everyone else in this room. Make sure you're following, and we're going to announce the winner a little bit later tonight, which is very cool. So let's start off by welcoming Gabe and Keith. Anyone else from your team joining us tonight?
Michael Rutledge is, but he's actually in the middle of closing a pretty big deal, so he'll get in later, he said.
It sounds like it's something that you can share with everyone in the room right now, like all of the details about this deal.
Exactly.
The way you said it made me feel like you're going to share.
It's very lucrative, and very much I can tell you every detail.
Okay. Does the deal rhyme with cherry tea?
Yes.
Are you serious?
No, I have no idea what that is.
I'm trying to think of something that rhymes with Gary V.
Oh no. I mean, we'll get him. We'll get Gary.
He's been trying to get a hold of us, but we've been a bit busy this week.
Right, you're like sending him to voicemail, like
easy, Gary, easy.
Right. I know. I mean it's
it's
hard. It's like you appreciate what he's done in the space. You want to be kind to him, but it's like gets a bit much. We deal with the same thing.
Yeah. It gets old, but luckily I know his team really well now. So yeah, we have quick access to Gary.
All right. So one of the things I want to do to start off the night is I want you to tell us a little bit about P.A.S.S. Are you calling it P.A.S.S? Are you calling it Party Animal Speakeasy Society? Are you calling it Party Animals? I want to know like how it started and how it's evolved. Give us a little bit of the background and what it's all about, and we'll get into it.
Cool. Well, about 6 months ago or so, I'd been going to every single NFT event I could around the country, whether it was Miami, LA, the Bay Area, and I mean, I love the NFT community immensely, but none of the in real life parties kind of had the vibe of what I personally get behind. I I'm a big hip hop enthusiast. I'd never kind of there wasn't a lot of inclusion. Like they haven't most of the events haven't had a lot of women in them or people of color, and it was I had a discussion with someone like, well, it's hopeless because your community is just whoever buys your NFT and then you do your community. And that felt there's something in my head always when someone says it's impossible. I was like, well, that can't be right. There's got to be some way. And the quickest, like after thinking about it for a while, kind of the thought process was, what if we make it so it's only one per person, one NFT per ETH wallet, and then make it so you have to have a passcode to get in. And then we kind of came up with this idea of patron saints of the party. So that's 888, 88 888 like OGs in the space, people that I really look up to, respect, and want to grow this community with. And I wanted to empower them with the passcodes to help grow the community organically and not with needing like one big sale day. I think you all have done a really good job with the pre-sales and by hosting these rooms where I think you've done kind of a similar vibe. Like it's not going to be a big pump and dump. It's like building with integrity. So once that premise was set up, it was like, what's the kind of how big is the team going to be? What's our utility going to be? It started from a premise of let's make better in real life parties than what I've seen so far within NFTs, and let's do it through a curated community. It's like both exclusive and inclusive in the sense of I really want it to be the most diverse community within NFTs. I think why I was so drawn to Nomad Boulevard is because I think when I spoke with Danny, he just had very similar vision as far as like building just the right way. And so Keith and I and our artist Jay Sky got together early on, and quickly we brought on Michael Rutledge, who he just has a ton of real world connections, whether it's clubs or um, so many products, so many different business ventures he's run over the last decade plus. So I just knew that if we were going to do these right, it would help to have kind of some big kind of backing from groups. And, you know, I think every single corporation within 5 years, probably within two, is going to be in NFTs. And I wanted to build something that could kind of onboard them, but also make sure that they did it correctly. So whether that's coming in and we have a P.A.S.S vault, which is going to be full of kind of historically underrepresented artists that we're going to collect. And then we're going to encourage kind of everyone who partners with us to either put stuff into our vault that we give away or do it themselves. So that was a big premise. And then the other, I would say, thing that I hope will have like a long legacy in this space is I just talked to so many incredible kind of community organizers, and they all kind of had the same story about them helping big projects out or doing stuff for these big projects and not getting compensated. So my thought was, let's make it so that there's a 50% finder's fee on anyone who brings any revenue into our project. And the goal is hopefully at some point here in the near future, everyone kind of starts to understand what that looks like. Whether you know someone at Nike or you know someone at Belvedere Vodka, we can get them to throw us a party, and then we do some NFTs with it, maybe a Party Animals vodka bottle, and say we make $500,000 as the Speakeasy Society. We'd be sending half of it right away to whoever found us the deal. So yeah, it's a long-winded answer to say, like, it's come from a place of wanting to do really right by this community that I love, and then trying to build it with the people who I know have a lot of integrity and want to build the right way. And then it's just been about kind of finding the mechanisms and kind of, taking our sweet time to make sure we built it right, had the right team, so that when we launch this, it actually has a lasting legacy in the NFT space.
I don't think it was long-winded, because I think all of that, I don't think you said anything twice, right? I think there's a lot to this. And it doesn't sound like you're in a hurry, because there isn't going to be some kind of moment where hype builds up to this launch and, people FOMO in, there isn't going to be that component. This is going to be something that kind of just gets to a point where the right people are included, get their pass, the community kind of organically grows, and then it starts.
That's exactly right. And as we do these and podcasts and IG lives and clubhouse rooms, like, I only want people in who really understand the vision, that they're not just getting in for the next FOMO and next PFP project. They understand that we're going to, like, very, very thoughtfully curate this and just have a team that's dedicated to bringing maximum value and utility. And, like, while that might sound abstract, I'm very confident with between our team and all of the incredible people that are patron saints. I mean, I'm just looking down in this room, and some people don't know that they're patron saints yet, but, like, we have, I mean, I won't go into it so long, how many people below are already kind of involved and will have passcodes and kind of can bring people in that they think will be thoughtful and, fun. Because I think that I kind of personally think NFTs have the potential to be revolutionary, but there's the old famous Emma Goldman quote, like, I don't want revolution if there isn't dancing. And I don't want NFTs if it's not about fun and community building. So I'm here for that, and not trolls or Twitter fights. If people don't want in, no problem. No one can get. I'm not gonna ruin my very lucrative art career around one PFP project. So, I won't go anywhere. Our whole team is doxxed and ready to just kind of keep growing and be smart about it.
So can you tell us a little bit about how you envision partnering with other NFT projects, communities, companies, brands? I know we had spoken a little bit about what it would look like for Nomad Blvd and P.A.S.S to kind of, team up on something or do an event together. Can you tell us a little bit about how that might go?
Yeah, I think where we're heading as far as NFTs is kind of some kind of, you hold a Nomad and a P.A.S.S, and then you show up at a party or a metaverse event and you get a third thing, whether that's an NFT, whether that is special merchandise. I think it depends on the event type of thing. I also think projects kind of, there's been a few that I've seen that have kind of teamed up, and I just think there's a lot of power in that, because I know for myself it's like I'm a bored ape, but I'm a roboto, but I'm a, Oni one. Like there's so many communities that I've been a part of so far and it just seems silly to just kind of only associate with one, to me. So I think it looks like a lot of joint events where there's advantages for those who kind of are in both sides, on kind of holders of both Nomad and the Speakeasy Society. And it's just, sharing resources, sharing utility. I mean, one of the things that we want to do, and it's kind of bad timing as far as what I would have loved to do for you, is just make it so that anyone who's a pass holder could get on the pre-sale for Nomad, but that's something that we kind of want to do for a lot of our friends' projects as a added utility, so that people that want to get in on some of these harder to get into projects will be able to through the P.A.S.S. And then these communities will know that there's actually a curated community that's buying this and just has a chance to be infinitely more diverse than the average PFP project kind of coming in.
Yeah, instead of a group of people that happen to own the same NFT from the same project as kind of an investment or a flip, or they were at the right place at the right time, people are getting in by invitation. So there's that exclusivity and targeted approach, but also, getting the people that then join the community to reach out to their networks. And I have to say, it just really, really is similar to how we've been thinking about our project. Not entirely, but the way that we've been thinking about, do we shill the hell out of this and get the numbers up in Discord so that we have a better chance of selling out quickly, so that we, bring this false positive signal to the industry that we're doing something right, or that there's a strong team behind it. I mean, we've had this conversation 20 times. We always end up with, no, we're not going to do that. Should we partner with 20 projects and, try to get as many people from different projects in as possible? No. But should we partner with 5, 6 and, try to be somewhat calculated with who we're partnering with? Yes, we've tried that. And for the most part, it's been successful. I think we didn't set our pre-sale price lower than what our general public price will be. It's just flat all the way around, so that we're not, trying to encourage people to just come in for the flip, on day one. And I think we're getting to a point now where it's getting easier to notice a cash grab or a company that's being built to solve something or to create something, and NFT is just the gateway into the project. And so I think we have that in common majorly. I think there's so much we can do together, and hopefully we'll have an announcement in the coming weeks about something that we do in tandem IRL, which I think is really, really important.
It'll be so fun.
I can't wait.
Let's get rid. Yeah.
And you know what else is going to be fun about doing that, Gabe? You're going to be there the whole time, because in New York and Miami, you're 17 places at one time, because that's Gabe on the circuit. So excited to do something where you're in one place. Right?
Yeah, Keith like usually is with me, and he knows the circuit. I mean, we definitely hustle, but there's so many communities and different people I always want to see in these things. But given my strong preference, I would just sit all night and hang out with all of you all.
I think that's what motivated this whole thing also. It's like we as the NFT community really also need to create structure and a safe, sustainable place for all of the people that will be at the conventions and events and meetings and all the parties and network events that go around it. And that's kind of the people we want within the P.A.S.S. and the Speakeasy Society. Like, I think I'd be very open and transparent with everyone to say, like, we want the best people within each of the projects that's launched. People that show up for themselves, but also the community and have some value to add. That's what we really want to create with our project. It's creating that space and this hub of communication where all projects are being represented and all the people that's like really been curated to be a part of the community and have them be heard and decide things, like Gabe also said, in terms of how brands come in and how they actually add value to the people and not just slap a logo or brand in our faces kind of thing, but really add value, like longevity. So yeah, it's hard work. Like, I don't want people to be fooled. Like, anyone can sell 20,000 NFTs by just pumping and then paying for all kinds of things and services and getting the numbers up. We've seen it multiple times. It hurts, but we also don't want those people in our community. I don't want anyone in the community to ever look at this and their wallet and go, oh yeah, I'm going to list it today. Never. That's the worst kind of thing. So we'd work very hard to ensure the kind of value moving forward. And it's like, I'd rather people know the people we have to work for than not know the people we have to work for, because it scares me. Like, I'd rather know people come in with good intention, want to have good vibes, and stick with us as we grow this, but just while having fun.
I kind of think about
no Lambo giveaways, but we'll make up for it. I promise, with fun.
Hold on, I want to write that down so I don't forget no Lambo giveaways. Something that, just as I'm hearing you talk about P.A.S.S, I kind of think about going on a trip, whether it's around the U.S. or, to another country, and, getting to London or Sydney or, wherever I'm going, and being able to tap into the Party Animal Speakeasy Society network and finding other people that I can go get a drink with or I can go out with. Is there going to be that kind of component built in?
A million trillion %. And then eventually it's really empowering some of the big leaders in the space, if they like what we're doing, to do it kind of. It doesn't even have to be a physical location per se, but almost like a franchise. So we're really thinking about this as hubs. So we've gotten several people involved in London, Tokyo. There's obviously the New York, Miami, LA, and the Bay. And then, wherever we can kind of get a core group of people together, I think it's something that we're very interested in doing. And I know, like, Sabette and I got invited to Bali and Paris in the last 2 days for different things. So, like, it's looking like this year is, assuming Omnicron doesn't go too crazy for too long, it's looking like it's going to be a really big travel year. Got invited to Dubai. So, yeah, I think it hopefully looks exactly what you're saying, where there's like a network of people, but also kind of some pop-up parties that you have to have a pass, your passcode to get in. The other thing that I would say about our project that really interested me is each one, it's kind of like a VIP card, and it's going to have 2 icons. So they're going to kind of have more specific engagements based on those icons on it, on a cross of 21 or 25 different industries. And so we have the ability to have like a dinner with 5 people or have an event with 18,000 people. So just being able to turn kind of the dial up between 5 and 18,000 means that we can really just keep creating experiences and using our network to create experiences that will be super meaningful, but might mean that, you don't get to be a part of every single thing that we're putting together, but hopefully enough that you'll stick around for the next couple decades.
And then is there going to be a way for people who can't travel to one of these cities to still be a part of the action when it happens?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, there's going to be a pretty robust metaverse component. I mean, I think given that people are spread out, and we're in Web3, that almost feels like not a necessity, but it's where the space is going. And I think yeah, I think that's right. And sometimes, whether it's a concert or certain events, maybe do both. So it's both a metaverse and an IRL event. But like the value won't just be in real life events. It's going to be on pre-sales. It's going to be on discounts. It's going to be like we're just going to try to do every possible thing. Think of it more as like a community pass, and anything that gets value and potentially profit for the entity, so that gives profit to whoever brought it to us, is going to be at least considered.
Yeah, I mean, just to jump in there on the back end of that, we really have done the work and the hours in research, and I've had really good partners come to the forefront to kind of have these satellite and monthly kind of events and stuff. It's all about how we decide to action that and when we activate that. But yeah, we've been pretty busy. Like, I'm very proud of what we've done this far, and that's why the team is so big. I just want to also say hi to Z and Robin and some of the team members, Danya, if they want to come on stage. But yeah, it's been such a big undertaking in terms of putting in the extra effort, making sure we cover all these kind of things, because it's such an ambitious project from the get-go. But it's like really because of the people that we've had conversations with that it's kind of rolling out in a way where we know we should just stick to the guns of getting the right people to come in and they'll understand it. So,
I hear, I obviously can relate to how difficult it is and challenging and how much work it is to stand up a project like this. And the work hasn't really even begun yet. I totally get it. And I hear this a lot from other people that have successfully or unsuccessfully launched an NFT project. And I think because we hear NFT as a part of the project, so it feels thin and lightweight. And it's like, oh, just it's a collection of NFTs. But it's kind of like if hundreds or dozens of tech startups were just getting on Twitter Spaces every night and talking about their day, right? Everyone would be like, I haven't left in 5 days. Like, I keep eating the leftover food from the buffet that they put out 2 days ago. Like, everyone would just be zombies, And I think we just all we take that for granted that we're actually starting businesses. It's not just a community and an NFT project. I'm trying not to say NFT project anymore because it's not. It's a company, and the way to be a part of it and to engage and to get value is by purchasing an NFT. But it's just becoming a component to a company and a movement, and yeah, it's really exciting what you're doing. I just want to reset the room for a sec. I know we brought up YVR Trader on stage, who I definitely want to get his point of view on both projects, Nomad and P.A.S.S, and everything that's going on. But I want to first let everyone know who hasn't already heard this, who just joined the room, that the first pinned tweet that we have up there is a giveaway. It's a Parin Nomad that she did with both hands, as she does. And if you want to win that, click on the tweet and follow the instructions. We're going to be giving that away, I would say in 30 to 60 minutes. So you just got to hang in there a little bit longer, but make sure you enter that giveaway. We're going to be talking P.A.S.S tonight, P.A.S.S NFT. We're going to be talking Nomad Blvd. We've got Gabe and Keith up on stage from P.A.S.S. But I want to do two things first. I want to talk to Gabe, like taking your P.A.S.S hat off for a second. You hit a pretty big milestone this week. And so I wanted to ask you if you could just kind of tell the group, what happened, what it means to you, what went into achieving that milestone, and kind of what you're thinking about for you as an artist moving forward. And by the way, Gabe and Parin are both two of the 15 featured artists for Nomad Blvd. So this is very much a family vibe tonight.
Thank you so much. I mean, this week I hit 500 ETH in volume traded in my main collection. And yeah, I did a tweet about it, but there was just every once in a while, this community, like, there's a lot of, it messes. If anyone says it doesn't mess with your dopamine, you're kidding yourself. But there was something about seeing the number, seeing how many people have, like, collectors that I've had over the last year. Yeah, I just got a little emotional. It's just like, wow, all these people kind of have my back and they see the vision, and whether it's just liking the art or liking the fact that I kind of came from, I mean, relative obscurity in the art world. I had quite a big Instagram following, but I wasn't in the big galleries or whatnot, to being just like fully embraced by the NFT community, and um, just kind of having a year that blew my mind. And now I think a big part of P.A.S.S is like, how do you give back? How do we bring up as many artists as we possibly can so that they can get the feeling that I had of just, wow, these people really do support what I'm building, and they like the art.
I also think people buy the artist too, right? And I don't think I've met another person in the space that has been out there at events, meeting people, helping people, jumping on calls. I mean, early on with Nomad, we jumped on a couple, hour, 2 hour long calls where you were just, you know, giving information without expecting anything in return. And I think that permeates through the collector base as well. Um, I'm really, really happy for you. And I know with Coinbase coming up this year, it's not going to slow down. It's only going to speed up. Something that you and Sabit in particular, but other artists as well, Weis, Parin, which has become one of the pillars of Nomad Boulevard, is helping new artists or artists that haven't figured out their way in the NFT space break in and thrive. I think that is so core to our mission and what we're doing, which is the reason why we've caught so much attention recently, because it resonates with the community. There's a need for it. And so, as you kind of go forward as an artist and build out P.A.S.S, we just want to count on you and everyone here to help us, keep going with that mission, because I don't know a single artist in the space that have made it on their own, right, by themselves. So look, it's there's a lot going on, from 300,000 active wallets on OpenSea right now to who knows how many millions of active NFT buyers are going to come onto the scene once Coinbase launches their marketplace. Like this year, there's going to be an explosion. So, um, really, really exciting to see what happens.
Yeah, I was pretty honored to be one of the first featured artists on Coinbase, and I do think it's gonna be pretty mammoth. And the fact that you got Sabet on there too, I think will only be a benefit to Nomad. But you crushed it with your art selection. You got, I mean, Luther, Wes. I could go through the whole list, but just really well curated project already on your end. So that spoke a lot to me as far as let's build together. I know you, kind of, we just think very similarly, and I think, and it goes, I've tried to help so many people, but kind of going from the ethos of what we're doing, it was like you were friends with Wes, who I'd become close with and had been helping out. And then it's just like natural when Wes like talk to my boy Danny, it always just means like for sure he's,
Well,
one.
then we met up. I mean, I went to your gallery thing at Bright Moments in Venice, right? And that's where
Yeah.
Isabelle met you for a sec. Like that, a bunch of things happened at that gallery. But then when you were next in town in LA, we were trying to meet up for lunch or for coffee or something, and you were like, "Look, I'm going out Saturday night. Why don't we meet for breakfast at my hotel at the Roosevelt before I fly out?" And I was like, okay, maybe he's like going to take an easy Saturday night, get home by 11, 12. I think we met up at like 8 in the morning, and you were out till like 5 in the morning and still woke up at, 8 to chill with me for like 90 minutes. And, you could have easily punted, you could have easily canceled on that one.
Yeah, Keith was laughing at me as I was leaving the room because we shared a room that night, and he was like, "You're getting up right now?" Like, I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta meet Danny. I love that guy. We're gonna have some breakfast."
And by the way,
And it ended up being a great conversation.
it was a great conversation, and you even walked me to my car. I mean, it was it was a good first date, Gabe.
Yeah,
Um,
it was beautiful.
it was beautiful. So look, we also we brought up Robin, who's on your team. So I'd love to say hello to Robin, but
Yes.
also YVR. YVR is up here. I know he knows you and me and Keith and a lot of the people that are in this circle that have been around for a minute in the space. Um, YVR is also a major collector and low key influencer. Things that he does not say, I just say when he's in the room. YVR, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Good. No, I'm just happy to be amongst a lot of people that I consider as good friends here in the space. And Gabe, proud of you on that accomplishment. But yeah, just every time I've been on the road, I mean, I'm there with Gabe and Keith, and we're always partying. So I mean, why not make it official? So I had to mint this NFT. I had no choice. But no, just joking aside, I mean, I think if people realized how much value there was to just coming out to these type of events and meeting and networking people, I think most people would probably pay thousands of dollars, because some of the opportunities and people I've met in the last 3 to 6 months have kind of changed my life. So if we can kind of replicate that and make it so that people can of like mind and like interest can meet in a fun environment, I think it's something that everybody, to me, that's an easy sell. But I think we all are kind of yearning for that, person to person communication, meeting in real life, having those heartfelt conversations, because you really can't trust anybody fully until you meet them face to face. And I think if we can kind of allow for those type of meetings to occur, it creates a lot of beautiful things. So I'm really stoked. I mean, with you guys at Nomad too, I mean, some of my favorite people, and to kind of see these two projects come together, it's really about community. I mean, everyone is gravitating toward community. I know people hate hearing that term. We kind of use it, but it's true. It's really about people want to be with like-minded people and people that can inspire them and help them and support them. And I think both of you guys are creating projects that are doing that. So hats off to all of you.
Really, really appreciate you, YVR. And
So
I would,
much.
yeah, I don't know. It just to have collectors like that in the space, but also like you said, I wouldn't even say low key. He's like everyone I talk to, I would just call him an influencer at this point. I know he wouldn't like the term, but no low key about it.
Well, he's
And
not. He's just low key. He's low key. He's
fair.
not getting on Twitter like follow me now, and he just is because he authentically is. And he'll take the time to get on a phone call. He'll ask you questions. He'll weigh in. He'll give you his unsolicited feedback in the right way. We met up in New York after having had an hour-long conversation, and we talked for 2 or 3 hours about the project. We made a lot of changes. We made some pivots and changes to Nomad based on the conversation we had with YVR, and just always connecting people. He connects the dots. So definitely someone that everyone in this room should go and follow. It's alpha in all the right ways. So thanks for being up here, and yeah, stay up with us.
I appreciate that, Danny. And I mean, I think I just treat people the way I want to be treated. It's a pretty simple thing. You treat people well, and people treat you well. So, and it's funny that in crypto, I've had nothing but good experiences. So it's very refreshing that we're kind of attracting similar vibed people. We're all kind of coming together and creating something beautiful. So, yeah, let's keep it up. I'm just so stoked for 2022.
So why don't we do this? Let's say hello to Robin And then, let's say hello to Robin. I want to meet you, Robin, and hear a little bit about P.A.S.S from your perspective. And then we're going to say hello to Parin, talk with her a little bit, get her story, have her talk a little bit about the giveaway and the piece and her involvement in Nomad. And then after we do the giveaway, I've got some questions for Gabe and Keith and some of the other people in the room about, what the NFT space was like this time last year. So, we've got a plan for tonight. We're not totally winging it. Robin, what's going on? How are you?
Hello. Thanks so much for having me up. I am really excited to be here and listening to Keith and Gabe so eloquently on P.A.S.S. This is our first public conversation, and I'm very excited for ads tomorrow. I just signed up with my wallet, and I am very excited about the initiatives and just the spirit that this team works in and works through, and the level of communication and care and kindness, and just being able to vibe with good friends every day to build something amazing with our community is such a blessing, and I'm just so happy to be here. So thank you so much.
Oh my God, we're so lucky to have you. She works so hard. Like, she's just the glue of our team. We love her very much. Robin.
Oh, I love you all too. Thank you, Keith.
Keith and I will often have conversation like, Robin is so freaking amazing.
Everything. What does Robin do? She does everything.
I'm blushing. Yeah, definitely a jack of all trades. Jane of all trades.
Huge impact, but I think, Danny, I think from your team, it helps to have diversity and people from just with different skill sets on the team, and we got real lucky to just hit the ball out of the ballpark with who we got to bring on.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier today, that 4 of us were on a call, and we could not possibly do the other person's job, nor would we want to. Like, it's just not even in our capacity or ability to do the other person's job. So, I think everyone says community is everything, but it doesn't even happen without the team behind the project that's going to be supporting that community. So you got to get that right. And, super important. By the way, I don't know if anyone is seeing people's circles on Twitter Spaces the same way I am, but Gabe and Keith and Robin are kind of like a tic-tac-toe line that I could just draw and win right now. Is that happening for anyone else? It's like a diagonal line at the top.
I see it.
You need to do a screenshot of that and post that.
Yeah, I was going to say, do a screenshot.
And it is.
I just won tic-tac-toe. I just won.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do that right now. All
right.
Can we
get a 4?
What's that?
I said, can we get a Connect 4?
Oh, that's what it was. Not tic-tac-toe, Connect 4. So you know what? We need to get another person from the team in here.
I see. We've got
me, it would be
Matt
Jimena,
and Z.
Jude. Yeah, we could do this. I have faith in us. But let's
All right. Yeah,
I see Matt, our dev, down there also.
Everyone's hiding from our team.
So why don't we do this? The first person to take a screenshot of this room with Connect 4 and tweet about it is going to win something. And I don't know what that is yet, but I'll figure it out before that happens.
We gotta post the party animals logo somewhere then, so some people can put it as their avatar if they want.
So how about this? While we're talking to Parin, why don't you pin a tweet of that logo so that someone can go and download it and replace their PFP? Why don't we try to do that? And in the meantime, let's say hi to Parin.
Yes.
I'm going to do like a really, really quick intro because I don't want to take up any space from Parin. I love listening to her talk, but I'm just going to say that in addition to Parin being one of the featured artists on Nomad Blvd, which is how we got to know each other, this is someone that just seems to either know everyone in the space, is friends with everyone in the space, or everyone in the space has a Parin in their wallet. So like there's all paths lead to Bitcoin and Parin, in my opinion. And just such an incredible person and someone I consider a friend. Parin, say hello. I know it's early where you are. Appreciate you waking up. Say hello, and let's hang out with you a little bit and talk about. Love to hear your story.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. And yeah, it's 7:47 in the morning. And I barely slept last night because I was so excited to join this room. So I went to sleep at 4 a.m. I woke up like 10 times, so I didn't sleep. So in case I will like pronounce something wrong or whatever, like all the